In this video, I want to go over how do you motivate yourself? I don't know about you, some days you go throughout the day and you go like, oh gosh. Or some day it'll be like, yay. What motivates you? Is it the pictures that you see? Is it the movie that you saw? Is it somebody said something good to you? Or is it when everything just goes right? What motivates you to wake up today to say, I want to do something? I want to go work out. I want to meet somebody new. What motivates you? Now, before I get into what motivates me, but let's talk about motivation right here. I don't want to talk about how to motivate anybody, because we can talk about that all day long. How? But let's get to the core of motivation. I'm going to talk about image. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself? How do you see you? I remember the saying called imagination is more powerful than knowledge. So that image, that self-image, you see yourself like biggest, baddest, awesome, the best. Or do you see yourself as like whatever the life gives me, whatever, do you see yourself like just anything? Or do you see yourself as, you know what, I'm the winner? Or I don't, but how do you see yourself? Now, do you have to see your own self very successful, like driving a nice car or having a nice house, then you're going to believe it? Or you're the type of person that, listen, I believe before I see it. Is that your attitude? Is that, I got it before I even have the things. It's like the imagination, you're already in the thing more than the things have you. So you're already controlling that thought. So is that you? You already believe it to see it? Or you have to see it to believe it? What type of imagination do you have? I gotta go see it first. Maybe I want it, then I'll believe it. Or it says, you know what, I believe it before I even see it. Okay? And the knowing right here, let's get into knowingness. It's like, I know that I know that I know. It doesn't require reasons. It's beyond reasons. It's a pure understanding of how everything just works for you, for good, for everything. It's just like, if I was to create a brain like you, how many computers do I need to fill out the Empire State Buildings and put on your head and then cool it down with Mississippi River? That kind of brain you have, and it's working at the super precision, multi-billion-dollar computer, work at a fast speed, unbelievable speed. The only thing that's slow is how I speak and how I read, or whatever. It could be slowest. You have this incredible computer on your head and your stomach and all this nervous. If you feel good, your body has to be working like super perfect. If you have to create a lab of your stomach and everything else, be a multi-million-dollar laboratory to try to dissect the food and make it so, and then you have it with you. You're such a valuable being. It's incredible. Now let's look at another one. I gotta move faster. And useful knowledge, the knowledge when the knowing is useful, is very specific, is measurable, achievable, and it brings results and is targeted. It is all very powerful knowledge. Now, when we get into the destination here on this knowing, is to know the end is to begin. So if you haven't begun like anything, it's because you haven't determined the end yet. You haven't made up your mind. This is what it's going to be. And I believe that's knowing the end is the beginning of that image. But if you don't decide that end yet, you won't begin. That motivation won't kick in. That's what you got to do. Bring it to a must. And that's the beginning. And that attitude creates that altitude. Okay, I don't know. Yeah. So if you get that last picture very clear, then your attitude becomes very clear. And it will determine really your altitude, how far you will go. Now that will determine your conversation, how you say things. I always create, I always play, I always admire, I always love. And that picture, see, it gives you the conversation that and you're going to express, I'm generous giver, I'm an excellent receiver, I'm grateful. And you're going to understand that this tongue right here, what you're saying, is going to either bring death or life into that picture, that image that you created. And that self-talk creates that feeling, who brings the energy and motion, emotions, energy and emotions. And that when the emotions gives you choice to power or force. Now, this is a powerful emotion. Once the emotion's in there, it's like a bullet train. Once it starts going, it's going to either take you down or take you up. That's when this passion kicks in. Now, because it's emotion, it's like wave. Even though it's a powerful emotions, they will swing you up and swing you down. And on the upswing, you got to know what to do, is take massive action. On the downswing, stay chill. It's just like climbing a ladder on the ship. You're going to go to your destination no matter what, but there are waves, okay? When you're climbing ladders inside of the ship and you're going to this destination, on the upswing, you can go up the ladder and you'll feel like you're only 50 pounds, very light. And on the downswings, you're going to feel like you're a 500-pound dude. And it's so heavy you can't even move up one step. On the upswings, you can fly up the steps. So you're going to go to your destinations. Be aware the emotional wave will go up and down. On the upswings, you move. On the downswing, you don't. So don't fight against the force. Go with the wave. Emotional has wave. So there's certain things you got to do and certain things you don't. And that's it. For how to motivate yourself, get on your emotional wave, set the image, and speak that conversation.